Mark, I'm just going to be blunt. I just assume that there's always part of your body that is sore, that aches. That's just, that's part of being Mark Stone. On a scale of 1 to 10, heading into the Stanley Cup final, how do you feel?
Feel great. I think it's easier when the end goal's in sight, right? So, just got to put the body on the line to try and help your team win one more series. And I don't think anybody would say that they're a 10 right now.
Yep.
But I feel as good as I could have expected.
I've learned over the years never to guess, because you felt that some of us have guessed and I don't guess anymore. But this year, how serious was it and how worried were you?
Pretty similar, honestly. I had the exact same injury. But I knew that if I did the same thing, it would probably happen again. So, got a different surgery. Obviously worried, but never thought of retirement or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Knew I'd always be coming back. Didn't know if it'd be this season or next, but spoke to a lot of different people. Found the surgeon that I was most comfortable with, and I'm really happy with the decision I made.
I'm just curious, anyone interesting you spoke to? I always wonder about this because I've heard over the years people reach out to some pretty interesting individuals. So I was wondering if you spoke to anyone in particular.
No, not really. Honestly, the Jack situation helped me a lot. The success that he's had with the surgeon, with our surgeon, I can say now. Mm-hmm. Just seeing the success that he's had with it was about around a year, since he had his, seeing that how well he felt, the level he was playing at. That's kind of one of the main reasons why I made the decision to use Dr. Pressmack.
Mm. In the Edmonton series, certainly in the Dallas series as well, it seemed as if the game plan from those teams was to go hard at you. Did it feel that way? Because it certainly looked that way.
I mean, you saw a lot would happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Outside of the bend,
yeah.
Which we can get to too.
But if it's I think it can almost be a distraction, right? I feel good out there. I feel comfortable. So if I take shots that that put us on a power play, I guess I can use the bend as an example. I almost ended the series, right? So no, I feel great.
In the 2007 Stanley Cup final, Daniel Alfredsson in frustration took a slap shot at Scott Niedermayer, and Scott Niedermayer in the intermission told the guys on the Anaheim Ducks, "Guys, don't react. We have them right where we want them." Did you feel the same way after the Benn incident?
I don't know. I mean, it's different. I think it's right in the middle of the game, right? That was the start of the game. I think the other one was at the end, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a little different. But I think you, especially as a captain, leader of the team, if you react poorly, show too much emotion, then everybody gets going. And you can kind of see that in their game, right? Dallas, they start taking penalties. They're usually a very disciplined team. And then I look at game 4 and 5, maybe I did get a little bit frustrated. And, whether it was Domi, jabbing, getting frustrated with him or getting frustrated with other players. If you can keep that calm composure, it just kind of feeds throughout the lineup. And I told myself going into game 6, not going to react to anything. And boys played pretty good.
Were you ever worried that Dallas series was going to get away from you guys?
I mean, it's hard not to think that, you could lose, right? But you could lose any series. But I was still pretty confident that there wasn't going to be I don't know if there's a team on this planet that can, knock on wood, right, can beat us 4 straight. So I was pretty happy with the situation that we were in, right? They still had to beat us 2 more times. And I thought that was going to be hard for them to do.
You've played 3 different teams, obviously, to get here. Teams have played a different style. What is unique about playing the Panthers from what you've seen?
Probably the aggression. I don't mean just physicality. Yeah, they got some physical players, but they are aggressive all over the ice. Forecheck is aggressive. Their D are aggressive pinching. They jump into the rush. They try to kill plays in the D zone. Just a lot of aggression from them. So we're gonna have good execution if we want to be able to hang on to pucks here.
Would you ever call your brother and ask him for a Matthew Tkachuk scouting report? How can we undo this guy?
I've watched enough, right? I think I know. Like I said to other people, you're not gonna completely take him out of the series. You just try to limit him. If you try to take those kind of guys out of the series, that's when they have all the success. When you're focusing, just trying to shut them down, you just got to try and limit them. Don't get frustrated with them.
What's it like to be here, Mark? You're 24 hours away from beginning the final step of your dream. What's it like to be here?
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. We've had a lot of success here in Vegas. Even since I've gotten here, obviously they had great success the first year, won a lot of playoff series. But this is the most important one, right? This is the one we want to win. So obviously you got those good nerves, right? The little tingle in your stomach, the exciting nerves. So, pretty excited to get going.
We talked to Bruce Cassidy and asked him, which areas of the ice will be most important. We focused on the zones, and he said, of course, the neutral zone is always crucial. But he talked about the slot a lot. He talked about the battles in both slots. Which areas of the ice in this series against the Panthers do you think will be the most important?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he's bang on with that. They got some guys that are real good around the net. They go there, and they're not afraid to go there. But we're pretty comfortable with the big D-man that we have and our big goalie, the way that we're playing to keep him out of there. But that being said, they got some big D-men that don't like us getting there. So it's going to be a battle. But, they're playing great. And they're playing the best hockey of their season. Nobody said that they were going to be here. And they've really all just jumped on board and played the best hockey of their season. So we got to be ready.
Here's my last question, completely irrelevant to the Stanley Cup final. When does Michael sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I don't think that's coming.
You don't?
I don't think
He's
so.
not following Brad for a living?
I don't know. Him and Brad have had some good relationships and bad relationships in the past, but I don't think he'll be going to Toronto.
He's not retiring or anything like that.
No, but I don't think he'll be going to Toronto.
All right. Best of luck against the Panthers. Thanks so much for doing this.
Awesome. Thank you.